Check it out, guys. I'm in England. In me parents' house. Look, there's a picture of me when I was a fucking young Ben. But I just want to show you that I'm not that wealthy. This is just a little conservatory. This is a little living room. And because we're in England and it's July and it's the summer, I want to show you guys an English summer. And I'd also like to say to you, and we'll have to do that by going in the garden, but I'll also give you a little bit of a lesson before going to the trading recap to say, what is England really famous for? Ah! Fuck, it's cold. We'll have to do this quick because if it gets any colder, my laptop's going to freeze and break. But basically, what's England famous for? Well, it's not its warm weather, certainly not in Newcastle. But it's pretty much famous for David Beckham, fish and chips, Big Ben, red buses, black cabs, Oasis, Blur, the Beatles, London, and a beautiful cup of tea. Welcome to Stephen Johnson's Stacks. I am back, and unfortunately it was a red week this week, which turned things into a red month. But on the flip side, I've never had back-to-back green weeks before, and I've never had such a high winning percentage before. So on the overall, things are still very, very, very good. Could I have achieved things a bit faster if I hadn't made daft mistakes? Just stupid stuff like the minute a good trade doesn't come along, you take a less than average setup, you stay in it too long and you get punished. And this is what I did this recent week gone by. I just want to give a quick shout out to Roland who started his own kind of YouTube channel. The link to his channel is below. If you want to learn with Tim and work on your progress to get green, the affiliate link's below. You can see from my progress in the Excel coming up, I've learned a hell of a lot in the last like 10, 12 months. Just some quick comments. Jonas, Stephen, I just love to see how everyone loves your videos. I love this trading. I've been trading since 1990. Lots of people stop studying and then they blame Tim. Keep up the good work, my friend, and I hope we do some cool videos and you teach me how to do videos so I can be famous like you. Jonas, I met him on the Mastery. He's been trading for like 20 years profitably, made a ton of money. Very nice to meet him, and yes, let's do some videos together, we will do. Call Kenny, hi Stephen, 8 months is a long time to get up to speed. I'm hoping to do it in 6 weeks. I'll take some time off to study and I'll be profitable. Yeah, this is everyone's biggest mistake, the thing that they can do it really quickly, and honestly it takes 1 to 2 years unless you're a genius like Docs are. Gritani, and even Gritani was like full-time, like, so you had like 14, 16 hours a day to dedicate to studying and watching the market. If you part-time, often you only see 2-3 hours of market of the day, so expect it's going to take twice as long. 12, 14, 16, 18 months. The fact that I'm where I am after 12 months, I'm really pleased with. Slim Dog, how did you feel when Tim was verbally abusing you? Turned on. Felt pretty turned on by it. Scott Straden, been watching you a while. What drugs are you into? I need some. Honestly, I just love the taste of success. And the more you accomplish and grow as a person, the further away from depression you are. And that's the honest truth. Josh Blinger, so what did you learn from Market Mastery? Main two things I learned was not to overtrade and often identify support and resistance levels by going back on a 10-day chart, 15-minute time frames, and bet against the people when it comes to support and resistance, buying the bounce off support, shorten into resistance as it's spiking, because this is how you get an edge, I guess. Other than that, guys, enjoy the trades. Learn from my mistakes, learn from my lessons, and I'll see you later. Not the best week at all. Really disappointing, to be honest. And, I mean, I turned a green month into now potentially a red month. Can I come back? It's certainly not too far away, 80 bucks, and you've got just this week to make it back. And it was just 3 daft trades. Kind of getting into a bad rhythm and chasing and holding on things too long. You'll see the mistakes. I mean, on the flip, on the big picture, is it really too disappointing? And excuse me voice, I've just come back from Amsterdam. Like 3 days in Amsterdam, so you can understand. I'm a bit drained out. But the winning percentage is still the best it's ever been. The amount I'm losing is pretty much the best it's ever been. I am getting there, but it's just taking maybe a little bit longer than I thought. So this is TEUM, and there's a couple of things to notice. I mean, one, it's a multi-month breakout, big volume, 16 million shares. and it can run. But the second thing is it doesn't hold its highs very well. It doesn't hold its spikes. We can see it got up at 171, closed at 148, which isn't as bad, but here we can see it opened at 130, spiked to the 145s, and actually closed down at the 119s. And here it's opened at 124, spiked to this 160s. Oh, sorry, it opened at 120, spiked to the 60s, and actually closed at in the 30s. So it never holds its highs. It has these big wicks, and that's really something I should have taken into account. Here it was a big warning sign. I was buying on this day on the 17th, and we can see its high was the pre-market, and then it just opened and smashed down. Now, I wasn't really buying off support. I was buying in this area here. And when I saw it curl around, there was no reason to really buy it because it doesn't hold its highs and it's not off any real support. I just did, and it's just a lack of discipline, and I'm a bit disappointed that I did, but nothing I can do about it now. And yeah, as it was curling around, I thought I'll try and get in. Dip down here. I was in pretty much in the 148s, and it was stuck in this area for a while. It tried to break out and curl around. Topped here, didn't even top here, and then everyone gave up and it just crashed. And everyone just sold off because it wasn't showing any signs of strength. And when it sold off, I mean, I was out in the 33s. So let's take a look at that. So I mean, yeah, I was out pretty much down here as it was just collapsing. I remember trying to panic sell out, and I was just in a bad position, and I don't think the stock ever recovered. It just continued to drop. So not the best trade. So this is MBRX, and I was trading it on this day on the 18th. It is a multi-month breakout. Here on the multi-week breakout, at least, almost a multi-month breakout on this day. And it was gapping up on some sort of news. I mean, if we look at the 2-month chart, it definitely has potential to run multiple days. It holds its highs. It had a multi-day kind of U shape. It looked potentially like it could break out. And when it opened at the market, it just completely collapsed and lost its highs pre-market, which is why I don't buy pre-market, because you don't know what's going to happen. But I mean, a good opportunity is this dip buy off some support here, and you've got from the 2s. If you hold it to the 14s, but if you hold it again up to the 20s, that's like a 10% move right there, if you catch the bottom and the top. And it's interesting because bounced off support, made a higher low, again another buying opportunity here. But then when it double tops at 224, it's like, I mean, it's failed at the market open, and then it's failed to break the pre-market highs. I mean, that's a good sign that it's over, I would say. But I bought into the pre-market, like this kind of higher low. There's a higher low, higher low, higher low. I bought in here at 207, and really the momentum's gone, the volume's gone. It doesn't look like it can push again. So I should have really been out within about 5 or 10 minutes. 5 minutes of just saying this isn't going to work anymore, because it's just kind of made this lower high here, and then it's just been dead. And what was really bad for me is I just stubbornly held the whole day, and then took a much bigger loss than I should have, because in reality, I mean, it has double topped, but it did make a high low here as well, so hold on to it for a few minutes. It's not doing anything, just, I mean, cut it. Like, I could have cut it at 208, 209, 206, could have even cut it at 205, and it would have been like a small 1-2 cent loss, but stupidly just held it the whole day. Could have even got out here for break even at the end of the day. Give it a shot the next day, and it just collapsed the next day, and it was just stubbornly holding the whole day, and I should have really been out within 5 minutes when it wasn't doing what I wanted. Okay, and lastly, XEO was a short, and it was on this day here on the 19th of July, and every time it has a green day, it's followed by a red day. It's a constant downtrend. And I mean, if I was going to guess, it looks like it's been diluted, but I'm not sure. I haven't looked into the filings, but when it has this green day, you think, well, it's just going to continue following the trend and going down, and undoubtedly it will follow the trend and go down. Only thing to be scared about is the big 6 million volume, which it doesn't normally have. So the one thing I really regret about this is I tried to save a day trade, and I got short kind of like here when it bounced into this resistance area. So I short like 245. It cracked, bounced, and I thought it was going to continue to crack. But it looks like shorts covered here, and it gapped up, it moved up a little bit. So I was short from 245, but ideally, if I'd been more sensible, I would have looked for a morning spike and shorted into the previous high, which is the kind of the 268s. And it did spike up into the 265s, 64s, and then I would have looked to have probably shorted around the 265s. So I would have, but I was actually short from the 245s. But I held it because I was in a small position. And when it got topped at the 280s, which is a little bit uncomfortable to be honest. I mean, even if you short from 265, it topped here, double topped here, which again, the double top's the sign that it's over, and it's already massively overextended. It's a downtrending chart. A lot of signs are that this is over. And then when it cracked here, I was actually at work, so I thought, right, I'll put a stop order in, so if it breaks this high, I'm out. But I accidentally put a limit order in and sold my position on the crack. and then it fell apart the whole afternoon, fell apart the next day, and it would have been a profitable trade. I just put the wrong order in because I was trading in an environment where I couldn't concentrate properly. But there's a couple of things wrong with this. I mean, one, I shouldn't have tried to save a day trade because I put myself in an uncomfortable position of being short at 245, and then it's 40 cents up against me when I could have been short here, added a little bit here, and then it would have been a very, very, very solid trade. I mean, to have an average of, of course, from 64 you're short, and then you've got your average up to maybe 74 when it double tops, and then you've got a 274 average. What's selling into the next day panic at 221? I mean, it's a huge 20% profit, and just a combination of getting short too soon to save a day trade, and trying to trade and do other things at once to put the wrong order in, really, really messed up what could have been a really good trade. Back outside, and I'm gonna have to do it quick because it's raining, because the weather's shit, and these are my neighbours who I've known for years, so they might think I'm crazy, but it doesn't matter because I'm on a mission with a special message. Despite this red week, I'm still on pretty much the best run I've had this month, so I just want to keep on telling the world, we will not fail! We will not fail! Stephen believes in England! I am Jesus!